Okay, so we are going to use the definition of derivative to calculate the derivative. So that is f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. The limit as h goes to 0. Okay, so the way we're going to tackle this is our original problem. I'm going to rewrite it. If I had said f of 3, we would have replaced every x with a 3, right? But now what they're asking us to do instead is replace every x with x plus h. That is this first portion of the problem. So we're going to do this. Wherever there's an x, we'll put parentheses, and then we will plug in x plus h. That's the beginning of this equation. Now we follow it with minus f of x. F of x was our original problem. And then we divide it all by h. Okay. And then we have our limit as h goes to 0. So again, I tackle it by doing this first minus all of this over h. So we have to work this out. And I always recommend memorizing what x plus h squared is, because you're going to use it a lot. So this is a foiling plus xh plus hx, which is still xh, and h squared. This combines into two of them. Okay, so then we had the 3 times all of it. So this portion becomes 3x squared plus 6xh plus 3h squared. Okay, we're going to distribute this negative plus 1, and then we will distribute this negative to all 3 terms here, which changes their signs. And now when you start at the back, all of these f of x terms will cancel. If they don't cancel, we did it wrong. Minus 1 plus 1 plus x minus 3x squared plus 3x squared. That leaves us with squared all over h. The limit as h goes to 0. So we'll factor out the h, which is essentially dividing each of these by an h. So 6xh divided by h, 3h squared over h, right? That's like 2 of those, which leaves you with 1h minus 1. And we have to keep that 1 there because if we multiplied it back, it has to go back to the original h. Okay, so now these can cancel. And we're left with 6x. Now, since h is going to 0, that means that this term is going to 0 out. And our final answer is just that. And then later, as we do derivatives, we'll learn that's right, because this would get us a 6x and then minus 1. Very good. Now, these get tricky because we will always have one of them that has a fraction. 1 minus 3 over h. So again, the limit is h goes to 0, x plus h minus f of x all over h. So we start with this. Coming back up here, wherever there's an x, we replace it with this. So 1 minus 3 over, okay, again, that's this first portion, minus our original, all over h. Oh, so let's distribute that negative. Negative 1 plus 3 over x. Cancel out those ones. Leaving us with negative plus. Okay, but we don't want fractions within fractions. So we'd figure out what the lowest common denominator would be. So we have to have an x plus h, and we have to have an x. This x is not part of the x plus h. X plus h is protected with this little parentheses. This x is separate. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to multiply every single term by that common denominator. And this 1, that we didn't have to add it. Okay, so here we could see what cancels. Those are gone. That's gone. And you're left with negative 3. This x was left, plus all over hx, x plus h, the limit. Okay, almost done. We will distribute this 3 plus 3h. Okay, and then those cancel. We have 3h. And then now, do you see what cancels still? It's going to be this h to this h. This other set we can't touch. That is a grouping, and we can only cancel once on the top and bottom. So we have this. The limit is h goes to 0. And then you see what happens to that h? It's going to go to 0. So it's gone. And we are left with 3 over x times x. Final answer. So again, up here, the tricky part was figuring out what the lowest common denominator was, multiplying every term by it, and then that way we got rid of those fractions, oops, within fractions. Okay, and I wanted to do one more of these. Let's say we had this plus 2. Okay, so f of x plus h. I'm looking at this thinking, hope it's a okay problem. Okay, so we start with this. F of x plus h is going to be, we replace that x, and then the plus 2 is still there. Okay, now minus our original problem, all over h. Oh, okay. The limit if h goes to 0, plus 2, distribute our negative, minus the square root of x minus 2 over h. Our 2's are going to cancel. Okay, then we have our square roots left. Oops. Go back. Okay. So to fix this, we can't just plug in our zeros because we'd have 1 in the denominator. So we are going to multiply by the conjugate, which means we take this root, and instead of minus, we're going to multiply it by the plus. And if we do it to the top, we have to do it to the bottom. Okay, we got this. So when you FOIL, a root times itself becomes the whole, because that's like this. That's like the square root of 4, right? 2 of them need to be there to come out. So the square root of 4 is 2. This will become just x plus h. When we multiply here, we have plus times root x. Now we'll go here, negative the square root of x. And this one, and again, root x times a root x just becomes an x, because there's 2 of them. And then all of this stays in the denominator. Okay, cancel, cancel. And then these will cancel because one was positive, one was negative. And all we have is this. Our h's cancel, making that a 1. We have this. And now we cannot, we should have been writing this all the way down. So as that goes to 0, we just have a square root of x plus a square root of x. Since they're common terms, we add them. And that is our answer. And again, we could rationalize it if we don't like roots on the bottom. And then root x times root x is x. Although, I don't know, I would have been fine with that answer, personally. But either way, they're both correct. And so I will try to put together a couple sample problems, and I'll add them to the website with answers so you can do extra practice after you go through these again. Okay? All righty. I hope you enjoyed.